We were looking pretty bullish on stream yesterday. Bit of a dip in that, but overall the market is trying to push higher. But still, we're trading in that massive level on the higher time frame. So I'm not quite convinced on this bullish momentum just yet until we start to break through that high. And then, yeah, there could be a lot of upside for the next few months, even not necessarily even weeks, if we do get a strong, confident break above this level here at 107. We're looking at us pushing into 114. So there's a lot of upside potential, but at the moment we're still testing that high. And at this area here, I'm always going to be bearish, expecting to see some downside, but we haven't really got that yet. Dropping back to the 4-hour chart, we pretty much got consolidation. I was talking about this range here for most of the week as price kind of broke out of that, and now it's breaking back inside. So it's very, very messy, but I'm just going to increase the size of that range and just kind of box all of that price action off, because all we've been doing really is back and forth in this area. I did say yesterday that we might see a push up to create some new highs, which could definitely take out, liquidity above the high there. And then we could be seeing price top out and then see the next wave to the downside. So I still think that's a nice opportunity. Aggressive, yes, because you'll be shorting against all that momentum, or if you're looking to buy euro, be looking to go long against all that momentum. But it does make sense, taking out highs, still respecting that level. If we do in turn see a nice rejection, I do think that'll be a nice short opportunity. If the market just keeps flying, then yeah, maybe we're going to see a breakout anyway, and we'll be talking about the buys and continuations of that. But for now, market's still trading a big level. It looks very, very flat at the moment. So I do think we're going to see a little bit of a breakout to kind of fake traders out, and then we might see the continuation later on. So that's still what I'm looking at for USD. These prices still bearish bias until we break through and see a solid close on the weekly chart. Taking that info back into EURUSD, as we can see, pretty much got the same thing. I was talking about this range here this week, but I'm going to widen that to this area here. Overall, very, very flat. Look at the weekly chart. We still got this massive level here on the left, which price is trading into. And again, looking for price to have a deeper test of that, break the range on the lower time frames, take the low out, and then that might give us a nice buy opportunity. Again, need to see some strong rejection afterwards. I'm not saying wait for the price to break through, then buy straight away, because of course price could keep falling straight through the level. But if we see some rejections, double bottoms after, that could be a nice entry to take back up again. Like I said, it's an aggressive trade, but it makes sense. Taking out lows, you expect price to push up anyway. And because the market's still stretched and we're still testing a really significant level on the higher time frames, you do still expect to bounce. And the beauty is, sure, it's a bit more risky, but if you do catch it correctly, and price does bounce you onto a really nice winner, and you can really maximize your risk reward. I've spoken about this area a few times as a nice place to short from. If you can get a nice move up to there, you're probably looking at decent risk reward, 1 to 3 plus. So looking good there. And also shorts still look great here, but we're not trading anywhere near that level. So not really focused on the break-in retest of that area, more so on the potential buy opportunities, which could be looking to arrive sooner rather than later. Pound USD, similar situation. I'm not as big fan of the buys with pound. Euro's testing a really big level on the weekly chart. Daily is testing some nice lows, but not as significant. So I'm not as much of a fan as buying pound USD as euro. I more prefer the sells, which is all the way up here at 1.285, I believe. 286, 285 roughly. So I still do like that area for a short, but again, we're nowhere trading near that area. So don't need to concern myself with price action with pound USD until we are at those areas. Right now, pretty much more consolidation as well. And the beauty is as well, if euro does a similar move in terms of we spike down to go up, probably see the same thing with pound. It's just I like the technicals better on euro, so that's where I would consider myself going long. Again, I'm not really looking to go long on euro, but if I was, that would be the opportunity. Same with pound USD as well. Spike low for a push back to the upside, because the market is so stretched right now. We've been falling out the sky for a very, very long time. So I do expect to see a bounce. Last time we had a big kind of drop for pound was this move here. And look what happened afterwards. Pretty big turnaround. And we've probably done a similar move. If I measure the pips from the high to the low, you're looking at about 1,000 pips there. If you measure from the high to the low here, done about 20, so almost as big as that, but I do expect to see a bounce pretty much soon after. So that is what I'm looking at for pound, but this is the main opportunity I'm still interested in. In terms of dollar CAD I actually think is a nice opportunity. I would have taken dollar CAD really, but it's just a little bit too stretched for my liking. And what I mean by that, the market's been trending to the upside very well, almost too well. And I like, if I'm going to go take mean reversion opportunities, I want the market to kind of pull back a lot deeper before I do take a buy. The market is just a little bit too bullish for my liking. I'm taking out some key highs here on the left as well on the weekly chart. So it's just the market is a bit too stretched and I need deeper pullbacks for me to get into the buys I'm looking for. So that's why I didn't decide to buy pound USD. But in terms of setup, very nice. Breaking me test off that low there. Strong bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour chart. Really nice entry signal. We have come back for a retest. Another rejection. Excuse me. Another rejection at that level. So potentially you could be seeing price, really push to the upside. Of course, USD is going to play a big role in that, but I do expect to see a bounce here. The only reason why I haven't taken it is because the market is just a little bit too stretched in the higher time frames. But doesn't mean that we can't still have a bounce. I did talk about this area here yesterday as an area to bank some profit in. If you did catch a buy yesterday, that would have been a nice area to take some profit or just manage the trade. And of course, you could potentially have targets up here, but I would just be a bit careful as we approach that area. Nice level supply where we did consolidate, and I had a really nice drop. But we're there again, and if you're looking for buys, I think the buys still look good back to that same area. But again, I'll just watch out at that level because we might come straight back down. But overall, it does look like dollar CAD could probably see a nice push to the upside. Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, these guys have been slowly falling. Haven't seen much movement there on Aussie dollar. We were speaking about the breaking me test of this low. It did act pretty well. Nice reaction, and we have seen some downside. Hasn't got back to the low yet, and it hasn't got back to the daily low yet either, which is where I'm expecting Aussie dollar to get to. I'm still looking for a push back into the low here at 0.64. That's still my kind of end goal for Aussie dollar before I start talking about the buys in a bit more detail. I'm still looking for that continuation lower. And I said last week that we might see a pullback to retest this area before continuing. So shorts could look good for that swing. I still think they do look good. If price was to get there again, nice double top at the high, I still think that looks like a nice short. If USD keeps its strength up, that could end up being a really nice trade to the downside. New Zealand dollar, I wouldn't look to sell because we're trading at some big levels already. So if I expand to the daily chart and look to the left, you can see where we're trading. Even though the market has been falling very well, now's just not the best time to be shorting, at least from a swing bias. If you're intraday trading, if you're intraday trading, only looking to trade for a few hours, you can get away with some sells because you're not looking to stay too long. But if you're looking for swing trades, now's not the best time to be looking to short, especially when we've got this level here just below us as well. So I am looking for price to turn around. Maybe we might be coming for a double bottom here. I'll see what we can do at this low. But overall, I am looking for a bounce for for New Zealand dollar. Maybe we do push a little bit deeper first into this area before the bounce, but I am expecting the bigger move to be to the upside now for New Zealand dollar. And in terms of gold's been slowly pushing to the upside. I'm still looking to short gold, but yeah, it's just been very bullish. I stayed at the market yesterday because price didn't quite test my level. And yeah, that paid off pretty well. It kind of missed my level by a very small amount. And, out of fear of missing out, you could potentially take the trade anyway. But, you always want to stick to your plan, stick to the areas which you want to buy and sell from, not try and deviate, especially if you have the fear of missing out. And price did come and test my level and has broken through. So I need to wait for more development now for gold. I still am looking for a lower high, essentially. This is the high that gave us that big drop to the downside, which created these lows here. So essentially, I need price to not break above this high. If we do go and do that, then I would write off the sell opportunities I'm looking at and probably speak about a buy opportunity. At the moment, it might just be price having a really deep correction before push. The market's pretty stretched as well. So I do think we'll see a bit of a reaction. If I whip out the Fibonacci from the high to the low, looks like we're only a few pips away from the 0.786 as well. There's this high here on the left, which we might be coming to retest around 26.80. I'll keep an eye on that. That could be where we catch a nice short from. So still keeping an eye on the sales for gold. I still think that's a nice opportunity. Market's pretty stretched. I do expect it to snap back to the downside pretty soon. As long as we don't take out this high here, I will have that bearish bias. But yeah, the market's definitely looking pretty bullish at the moment and has been flying ever since. And silver, which is a trade I'm still nursing at the moment. Again, it's pretty much, have I removed? Yeah, it looks like I actually removed it. So yeah, with silver position, I'm just going to be holding on to this one until I am ready to sell gold, really. Let me get to my take profit. So that level there. So yeah, I'm just looking to hold this until I am ready to sell gold, basically, because if gold just keeps flying and doesn't give me an entry signal and breaks the high I just mentioned, then I'll just sit in my silver trade and wait for that to hit my take profit around 32.09. If silver starts falling, then you expect gold to start falling as well, and maybe it might give me my entry signal to get short. And then I can speak about getting involved with gold later on. But it's just a matter of waiting, reacting to what price is giving me. At the moment, gold is still so bullish, and I need to be patient. With silver, I've already managed to trade as I planned to. So now it's just letting the market do its thing, whether it is going to come back and take me out break even for the small win, or so you're going to go and hit my take profit. That's up to price now. But yeah, I mean, overall, the market structure is just very, very corrective. The idea with the trade was always looking for the bounce of this area. We've seen that bounce. Now it's just a question, how far will we go? Would it be a continuation, or will price roll over? We'll find out as price develops. But I've managed the trade, so now it's just up to silver.